Hey everybody, so this month would be the beginning of the third year I've been YouTubing, and as one of the biggest viewed videos that I have, and the fact that the YouTube channel was started for this car, for the modifications I've been doing for the repairs, I wanted to do it again, and I wanted to basically update this video with what has been going on with the car, where we're at now, the things that have changed since I actually started doing this. So this is my 2003 Mazda Protege5. It was completely stock when I bought it. It was a one owner. It had never been wrecked or anything. And it's gone through a lot of changes in the past few years that I've had it. I've had it for going on 4 years now, I guess. It's been a great car. Like I said, I race this car. I daily this car. I've basically done everything that you see to it. So we'll start at the front and we'll just go on through aesthetic stuff, and then we'll get into more detailed, like all that pretty blue stuff under the hood. So this is the 2003 Mazda Protege5. On the front I have the Canadian black housing headlights. It's got LED lights front and back. I have real carbon fiber eyebrows on it. It's got the 2003.5 Mazda speed front lip. Big thanks to Jacob Sell for holding on to that for me and cutting me a deal since we're buddies. I've custom made grills for it. The top grill is actually an OEM grill, and I cut the bottom of it off and put wire mesh to match the bottom ones. Now, one of the bigger things I've actually done to the front of the car is I've relocated the fog lights, which are supposed to go right here, and I've actually put them all behind here, including the 6-speed horns, and you can see them all back there, and it does not affect visibility whatsoever with the fog lights. It's on 17 by 7.5 NQ wheels. I think they're M52s. Right now I'm running hand-cooked Ventus 2 Concept 2 tires, and they've been really good so far. It's got just some Universal Rally Armor flaps on it. It does have Tokiko blue struts, Ebot Pro Kit springs up front. I have Ford Escape end links. In the back I have a 22mm AWR rear sway bar, and I have it adjusted up pretty tight. I've got a ceramic tint all the way around. As you can see, I've got my roof basket on since it's off season for racing, and I do daily the car. Please subscribe, please. Let's see for the outside here. Let's do a quick shout out to these folks real quick. We got Signature Products. We're going to see a whole lot of them here in a minute. We got CR3 Motorsports. We got another really large shout out later. Reaction Motorsports Events, Brandon Sharp, and all of you guys down there, your wives, all the guys and their wives, and everybody. Just makes it a remarkable experience to take part of. I cannot wait for next season. Let's see on the back. I've tinted the OEM taillights and then wet sanded them with 2000 grit a lot, so they're actually really clear, and you can see that they're not really that dark, and the visibility even in the daytime is pretty good on them. Another big Signature Products banner right there for us. As far as body damage goes, we'll get there in a second actually. Mr. Joseph Jackson for the Cone Killer, and Mr. Crescencio at CR3 Motorsports for the I Heart BJ chassis proteges. Oh yeah. So the actual body damage I have on the car is right here, and it's a funny story. People ask me about it. Well, it wasn't funny at the time. I had a 29-inch beach cruiser in my garage, and it fell against the side of my car, and it did right here. And I was quite angry, so I rage quit the bike and kicked it up against the wall, and it bounced off the wall, and it did that one. So, okay. Let's see here. I think that's all we've actually done as far as outside stuff. So here's where most of the money went. It's right here. So let's go over this, see if I can remember everything. So anything blue that you see is Signature Products. The exhaust and intake manifold is Signature Products. Basically everything under here is Signature Products. We'll start at the front. The radiator brackets have been remanned, painted to match in booty blue. The coolant reservoir, Signature Products. The cold air intake, I was actually there when you made that for me, and I have a giant 9-inch AEM dry flow filter back here with the dry sock on it. The exhaust on this car is actually a 4.2 to 1 header from a probe that's been cut and fitted for this car, and they do work on the FS engine. I'm sorry about everything dirty under here. I'm actually looking at it in the light and it's pretty bad. You have to flip the hanger and weld in O2 bung and some simple stuff like that and make a custom mid pipe. But it's a 421 probe header. It's straight 2 1/4 inch exhaust all the way to an HKS high power muffler on the back. It did have a MagnaFlow resonator on it, which was falling apart inside, so I actually removed it and just put a piece of pipe on it because I didn't have any money at the time. So it's a bit louder now than it was, but I really don't mind it so much since I actually do race this car. I don't care what it sounds like. It can sound nice as long as it's treated like an actual race car, which it is. Now, I have done a half-ass wire tuck on it and stuff like that and tried to pretty it up a little bit, but I hate wiring and I'm not good at it, so what you see is what you get. See, I've done some miscellaneous brackets like this that have been done blue. We'll see the catch cans here in the back. Those are the signature products catch cans. One's for the PCV bypass system, the other's for the EGR crankcase breather. The intake manifold there is a 626 manifold that's been ported and shaved and polished and powder coated till it's really pretty like that. The valve covers off of 626 as well. Same thing, it's been smoothed. The chambers inside have been ported so it flows better and it drops some oil back onto the head so it doesn't just blow it out the hoses I've got on there. So there's that. It's got the 1.8 coil pack conversion along with plugs. I do run long reach plugs in that. Helps idle better, helps take off better. I actually run a vac block, as we can see up underneath the strut tower brace right there, and that was a pain for me because I'm sucky with AN lines. Okay, I think that's all of that. I do run the MP3 ECU in this for advanced timing, and I have to put premium in it. Let's see, it's got the upgraded strut braces you see there, and we'll go around the back since we're done with the engine stuff. Oh nope, forgot it again. Hold on, we'll go back up there. We've got the rear wiper delete there. So in the back I've got another strut tower brace, and this is actually the MX6 tower brace. Sorry about the lighting there, guys. It's MX6 tower brace there, and I customed a glass box to go here. It's got a 12-inch Rockford. Oh my gosh, this light. A 12-inch Rockford Fosgate sub. Don't mind my blemish I have there. It's running at 2 ohms. I think it's about 400 watts. The amp is a 500 watt Orion Cobalt. And see, I've carpeted the back panels and stuff, and it's an LED light back here as well. So, gotta go back up here real quick before I forget again. CR3 Motorsports is right here. This beautiful hardware. I have bags of these laying around my garage. I use them everywhere. You saw them on the license plate just a minute ago. I use these all over the place, all over, on the valve cover, everywhere I can use them, everywhere, even the ground, all across the radiator. So let's go inside real quick because I see my battery's dying, even though it told me it was perfectly fine. So inside the car, it's not very stock either. I have the Canadian carbon fiber look, window switches. I've got an energy racing seat, and to be totally honest, I should have saved up and got a Corbeau or something because it kind of rattles a little bit. I don't like it, but I got the harness, and the harness bar is actually out of a Subaru WRX, and they bolt right in. You just need some longer bolts back there. It's actually a really nice bar. Hopefully this doesn't mess up my thing here. So see my bride backpack back there, so let's forget that that's there. So the harness bar actually works really well. It's great for the autocrossing I do. Another shout out, CR3 Motorsports right here for the dead pedal. I've got some old Mazda speed pedals on there that wasn't stock. So steering system's all energy. As you can see with the seat, I like energy. So short hub, quick release, and the wheel. Then I painted the button ring to match the blue paint that I put in here. So Redline Racing Goods leather shift boot, parking brake boot, and armrest cover right here. I actually have the 3-inch extension onto my shifter and just a $15 Delrin shift knob up there, and I really like the way it feels. It's got MB Court speakers in all the doors, and that's a JVC head unit right there. It's not a touchscreen or anything. It's pretty simple. It's an older car, so I kept an older style head unit in it. Hydra Motorsports, I need one of their stickers too because they make great products. Their gauge rings in here. I've also painted the cluster to match. And my gauges I have in here, and I've wired them all myself, and it's a voltage gauge, a water temperature gauge, and oil pressure gauge. And as quickly as I can afford, I would like to put an oil temperature gauge and an AFR and wideband in here just so I can monitor what it is. It needs a piggyback, it needs cams, there's several things that I really need to do to get the car finished to the actual goal I was wanting to get with it. But this is it. This is the baby. Oh, see, I'm forgetting things all over the place. I actually run silica bumper lights here, and the ride up on them, they did a better job than me, because you can see I have some pucker on the trim around the sides. But I tinted them so they fit a little better than the big orange ones. But anyway, the car has been just the best thing I've ever owned. And people ask me if I had to sell one of my cars, which would I sell? And I'd sell my FRS. It's more fun to drive, and it's prettier, and it's faster, and it looks nicer. But this car, I have lived in this car when my apartment flooded. I have moved in this car. This car survived so many of my relationships. It's been there for me when I had to leave the house because I couldn't stand to be in it with the person I was with at the time. And the car has saved me in so many ways, and it's an epic little car. So I need to say some thank yous real quick to some of you people, you important people that have really helped me get through all of this. Brian with Signature Products, Brian Lawler, absolutely just staggering person who does so much work and help and has always answered my stupid questions. Jacob Sell, who's always been there and talked and helped me through stuff and given me ideas and helped me do several things that I forgot to mention that I have to get to. Right now, the AC delete is gone, or the AC is gone. As you can see, he described that entire process to me. The power steering is gone, and the rack is actually depowered. It is not loop lines or any nonsense like that. The entire rack has been removed and cut out and depowered, and I will overlay a picture right here. You can see the piston that I had to cut off, and the steering feel is amazing. I'd never go back. I know I'm forgetting something else. I have a solid motor mount up front, and I just put in a filled OEM one in the back. I had a full strength AWR in the back, and it was just vibrating too much for my taste since I daily drive the car so much now. Sorry to get sidetracked there. Get back to the thank yous. Who else do we have? We have Crescencio with CR3 Motorsports down in Hawaii. He's been a lot of help for stuff. Scott Basinger's been there and answered a lot of questions, and he still builds stuff. Bo Polly with Hydro Motorsports, fantastic. I need to get some of his gears and his lightweight crank pulley. I need to get a piggyback. These guys still make stuff for this platform that's gone now. Let's see. Joseph Jackson's always been there. I've been talking to him on and off for a long time now. Super cool guy out there making it happen and living his dream. Jennifer Louise, another just a die-hard protege person, rebuilding cars from scratch. Fantastic. Getting back into using her talents to help the platform and doing leather goods for everybody. And I need to have her do some stuff for me for both my cars if money provides. There's just so many people. There's another 8 Brians. There's 6 Christophers and Chris's. And all of you guys are the bomb. Every one of you keeping this platform alive and cooking and making it valid and keeping it alive. It makes people like me keep going, and we'll never get rid of the car because we have this support and this small group of people who live and breathe Mazda Proteges. And every one of you guys and girls that I can't remember and that I haven't mentioned, and all the things that I forget all the time, you guys are all superstars, and you guys are what makes the community what it is, and I'm thankful for every one of you people. It's been a great 3 years. This will be the 3rd year. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have a lot more fun coming up. I'm going to try to do some front wheel drive donuts in this car not too long. I'm going to shoot another exhaust video since it's changed. Please keep coming back. I appreciate everybody, all the subscribers, everybody who watches these videos, even when they don't pertain to you, all my buddies in Fort Smith, all my racing guys, all my personal friends who watch my videos just because they're interested. I appreciate every one of you people, and it really validates all the money and time I've spent on this car, my other car, that every one of you guys stands there and still tries to watch this stuff even though you don't know what's going on. I appreciate every single one of you people. Thank you for being here through all of this with me through all this time, and I can't wait to see where we go next.
Behind me you'll see a car.